Welcome back to Pisces TV with Montana B. This is your daily vibe, Pisces. For the collective, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising, wherever Pisces may fall in your chart or your environment, good morning, get up, okay? You're going to have the best day. Take a deep breath, breathe in, breathe out, and get grounded. As we get started, very, very beautiful message came out in the pre-shuffle. Some of you may be wondering how to break through, the secrets to the universe, which is your universe. And once again, there was a message of cutting through the clouds. When I think of clouds, I think of aces. When I think of aces, abundance comes up, right? So as we get started, be sure to check the community board for any of your questions or concerns. That is where I put the daily specials and much, much more. So start your day off on the community board with us with good mornings and happy birthdays as we socialize. In the description box, more information, more links, how to reach me and follow me online, as well as book any product or services, especially those of you that want business, mentorships, apprenticeships, or the works, right? Now we'll get into the reading. There's a link to Patreon also to join us on the other side. I'll say that real quick. And let's get started. I saw unlocking the key or unlocking the universe with this key, okay? Now, the hot seat has come up. And what I appreciate about the cards is that there's deeper meanings in the cards aside from my intuitive reading as well as the guidebook. Because I just came into knowing what this hot seat truly represents. It is an energy for the Emperor. And as you can see, the Emperor, the chair is out in the universe, okay? But I looked into the stone of scone or something like that, and it's so many different variations, but it does talk about being appointed. And I know they use this in Hindi culture as well as, the British and stuff like that, and the queens, and this stone that's kind of like implanted into the seat. They built the seat around this stone. You got that as the possible outcome. So stepping into authority, and we're going to talk a little bit about this key and what looks to be the wheel of fortune. So let's go ahead and get started with your beautiful reading, Pisces. The way through, the number 9. Nines, that's not a joke of a number, okay? So your soul path, your mission, whatever the case may be, 9s usually talk about endings, all right? And then there's an ending here with a new beginning, okay? So the way through bears the number 9, signifying the completion of one cycle and the beginning of another. It is an occult number, the Ennead, the number of the microcosm, which I'm going to have to pull those cards out. So maybe one of the terms you can jot down to look into today may be microcosm, indicating psychic resolution and the ability to find a way through other dimensions. This card relates to the Hermit of the Tarot. A great key is depicted across a swirling galaxy of stars in the limitless night sky of the universe. This is a cosmic key which opens up the Akashic records wherein all accounts of destiny, past, present, and future, and forever stored, okay, or forever stored. This key opens the door to both, arcany and worldly wisdom, depending on its location on your chart. So, we have Virgo. Wow, I should have said it. When I thought of all of this red, see what I didn't know? I have been homeschooling, right? And I'm relearning life. I didn't know Venus was red and fiery. And some of you may say, duh. I didn't know, because you would think Mars was the red fiery planet. And I also didn't know, I'm going to tell y'all how silly I am, that Earth was right behind Venus. Didn't know that. And so I jokingly laughed because it seems like Venus being so, a little bit closer to the sun is inhabitable. So here we are on Earth with all the water, and then Mars is behind us. And I'm looking at how our emperor and other people are just so infatuated with trying to sustain some sort of life on Mars. And I was like, what they gonna do? Like shoot the water from the Earth to the Mars, or maybe they trying to scoot back because the sun rays and total recall and shit. I don't know. But look at that. Virgo, Venus in Virgo is going to be a part of the grand Earth trine that could be significant for some of you. Some of you have trines in your chart, so just keep that in mind. If you're interested in getting a natal or learning astrology through any of my courses, shoot me an email, okay? Anyways, the self contains all things. As the microcosm to the microcosm, and it is within the self that the key is located. This is a highly auspicious card, suggesting that you are really involved in the search for truth. It indicates the resolution of a problem, the receiving of occult teaching, spiritual guidance, and the attainment of goals. I love that. See, it didn't say nothing about money. It's bigger than that. Your guidance, your teachings, and the receiving of ancient wisdom, as well as a resolution to not only one problem, possibly maybe several, okay? With this key, at all positions in the tree of life, the interpretation is resolution, and I love that because in this deck, if you have taken any of the occult anatomy courses or just are aware of the tree of life, the Kabbalah, there are many different positions on the tree of life, and each card has different meanings depending on where its direction is. But this particular one, in all aspects of the tree of life, talks about a resolution. With this key, do not hesitate to act. See what I mean? So it is no question when the Hermit or the Hangman comes up, I do generally get this instinctive notion to say take action in some way of your life, right? So then we go again with synchronicities from the 9 to the 10, which the wheel of great time, okay? The wheel of great time bears the number 10, signifying the completion of a cycle of time. It is coming together of the digits 1, the unity with 0. Something super cool. I've learned about the 1 and the 0. One of our Pisces sent me a message about the controllers and the rest of the digits being the 8. And the 8 could sometimes be that 8 of Wands, which is taking action. I also have been looking into coding, so learning the binaries and the 1s and the 0s and how they work. I also love the energy of the Fool or the subconscious with the energy of the Magician. And I did say something about aces. So either way, I love 10s all across the board, as the 10 of Pentacles could also talk about that tree of life. And you know the 10 of Cups on Pisces TV also talks about the brain, the happy ending. So I love it, I love it, I love it. The number 10 is a completion. It relates to the Wheel of Fortune and Tarot. In the center of a clock, face the form of Mahakali, the great mother of time, is depicted in divine union with her consort Shiva, the great ruler of time. So look at that. I always thought of Father Time, didn't you? And then here we have Mother of Time and Stepmother of Time. That's interesting. So in one hand, she holds a sword symbolizing her function as the power, Shakti, which cuts through the past, present, and future. So here you have the wisdom and knowledge of past, present, future. Here you have the sword, which could also be thought, thinking, memories, cutting through the cloud, as I stated, and then through past, present, and future. So her other hands hold a skull bowl filled with blood, symbolizing the integration of, renunciation and compassion. She has 3 arms, indicating that she rules over 3 times, all right? Pisces, 3 is one of your lucky numbers, okay? The fire tells of the burning up of past karma and the completion of activity, the burning and transforming of destiny itself. The eyes and skulls around the clock face denote that Mahakala rules over the cycles of life beyond death. And I was just thinking about Scorpio when it says something about past karma. And here we go, beyond death. So Father Time is also something that I thought of when I see the Death card, or I see the King of Swords in the reading with the Wheel of Fortune. And here she is beyond that. Not to, go tit for tat with you fellas. Just learning, right? She is the guardian of the Wheel of Time, which includes but is not limited to temporal and linear time structures. So as we talk about the cube of space and all other mystical, magical things, there's that terminology of linear time, okay? The eye at the center is the all-seeing eye of the Egyptian god Horus, reminding us there is a constant, unchanging center to all changing phenomena. Two eyes take fluid form at the base of the circle, representing the fluidity and mutability of the world of fate and fortune. So the divinatory meaning of the card is all things are ever changing in a state of flux, yet there are cycles of such activity. Do not let yourself be caught up on the circumstances of situations, but concentrate on the center. So for some of you, because I like to talk in layman's terms as well, concentrating on the center, which is your heart center, could take you out of some clutter, some confusion, as well as unlock this key. They did say that our past lives selves leaves us hints and tools and stuff like that. I think that is so cool because my past life self, I think, left a lot of all of us. Leave messages in your date of birth and the things that you like, what your soul resonates with, even the people in your environment. And this one here particularly says to concentrate on the center. And with this key right here, it just reminded me of unlocking the heart and getting to, because they said it's behind the heart actually, so that's something else you can look into. But I didn't want to let that slide. So that's so cool to unlock your center. Now, another thing that's at the center of the cube of space is the Hangman. And Pisces, that is your card. Now, the center is the World card in tarot, but going through the center is the Hangman. And so I don't think that's any coincidence for you, Pisces, okay? This card indicates success through the completion of a time cycle, an unexpected change of luck for the better. And see, I knew the World card would come up in this for you. Depending on the location in the tree of life, it is either concerned with the world or with influences from outside, okay? By meditating on the wheel of great time, one can bring fate back into one's own hands, willing the course of destiny, okay? Definitely love that. And then we have the hot seat, which you guys may be familiar with because it started for some of you as the current energy. So maybe some people weren't feeling the hot seat. They was like, I don't feel like I'm getting appointed. I don't feel like I'm being crowned. Well, for some of you, here is your answer or resolution. So hot seat bears the number 4, signifying the deeper self-rooted and firm foundations and convictions. It is the number of balance, the 4 pillars of the universe, the 4 directions. Some of you guys inherited this gift, okay? This gift could be in the center, whatever the center is for you, because when I think about the 4 directions, I either have the 4 of Wands or the 4 of Pentacles when I think about the 4 directions. So take that and sit with that for a while. But this card has some affinity with the Emperor of Tarot, all right? The card indicates being put on the spot, that a position of authority or responsibility may be thrust upon you. Okay, anything thrust upon you, I think you were born into it. It kind of is like the movie Brave, where there's this rite of passage or this ceremonial kind of thing, and it's meant to happen. It's got to happen. Those are things that are thrust upon us. But for some of you, you may realize your ambitions. It talks about your convictions and powers of leadership, as well as commitment through the acceptance of responsibility, your higher will, and blending the psyche. Okay, America Saki. We're not blending Saki with nothing. You drank that straight. Now, that is what I have. I do hope that it helps. Until next time, Pisces. Namaste.